All right, here we go, guys. The map is Cloud Kingdom, and in the upper right part of it, our green Terran player from FXO CIS, it is StarCraft. And in the bottom left, in the pink once again, winning a couple games already in this team league, it is ZeNEX.Avenge. And I gotta say, I'm excited to see StarCraft play. He's one of my favorite Terran players in Europe. He's one of my favorite TVPers specifically because he goes mech.
Yeah, and that's
why
he does go mech.
That's my reason.
You know, and I just love his enthusiasm as well. Whenever he comes to an IPL event, it's always, yes, I'm gonna play now. This is going to be awesome. The most incredible thing ever. Super high energy. Let's go practice. I mean, that's like, I don't know. I remember when he came to IPL 3 and showed up in one of the sweetest outfits I've ever seen, I've got to say.
He was ready to party in America. He had his cowboy boots and
huge buckle. He had the tucked-in paisley shirt unbuttoned with a big gold chain down to close to his navel. He was styling, man.
Yep, that's right, man. If you're a Terran player, there is no more styling way to play than mech. So we'll have to see if he plays at this map. This is actually a good map for mech.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, it's got that nice cliff line in front of the third and the natural. Not that one, but
you mean this one?
Yeah, exactly. You have ramps and a gap and everything like that. You can control the space very easily with siege tanks and things like that.
Yep.
So if there was ever a game where we may see StarCraft go mech against his Protoss opponent, this certainly could be it. I'm not saying it's mech, but it's mech.
I'm not saying aliens, but aliens.
I hope so.
And we'll
crossing my fingers.
Well, we
can
do
attest
have
to this. I'm actually crossing them right now.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm witnessing it.
Yep.
There is a gasless fast expand coming out for StarCraft, though. He's about built up to those resources that he needs to throw down the expansion. We'll see if he does it in base or outside. And nothing too out of the ordinary from Avenge. He's getting up there with a probe scouts a little bit later in this game, but it looks like StarCraft is going to build that command center on the low ground.
Yep. There's a command center going down right about now. Yep. And in ZeNEX news, there was some ZeNEX news that actually just came out just a little bit ago, in case you missed it here, as we watched this probe fight this Marine to the death. That was odd. ZeNEX actually just partnered. They announced they partnered with Team Legion.
Yeah.
North American team. Actually, my one of my roommates at the former Rain House, Arlock, is one of the managers on that team. So
Legion's been making some moves, not just in this game, but also they had just acquired a League of Legends team as well. So
that's right. And ZeNEX has a League of Legends team, of course, in Korea.
Yes, they do.
So maybe we'll see some collaborate. Well, that's a tough sport to collaborate on because of the language barrier. But
yes,
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But yeah. I mean, ZeNEX actually defeated CLG North America in the first round of the Champions by OGN. So
there you go.
Yeah, random things. Starting to pick up a little bit of League of Legends knowledge here and there.
You sure you want to admit that on this broadcast?
I will. You know what?
It's a dangerous thing to do, man.
We are supporters of all esports games here at IPL. So.
We are.
Avenge gets on by, and the Zealot does get cleaned up very, very quickly. But we'll see if this Stalker, it's taking a little bit of permanent damage now, but it has already cleaned up one SCV and one Marine.
The way that the Stalkers kind of like tiptoe around whenever they get surrounded by SCVs, it's kind of like they're going, ew, ew, ew. And they're like trying to just like get out of the way. They kind of like wiggle a little bit, you know.
But if you actually look at the proportions of the units and how they should be to scale, Stalkers are actually like 4.5 stories tall or something like that.
I don't know if they're that.
They're big, man. They're big. Look at that. That's a Marine.
You're right. Do they just have giant heads then?
I don't know.
I mean, they do.
It's kind of interesting.
You need to turn the zoom on again.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Their heads are actually pretty small, so.
Well,
that's interesting.
One bunker already up at the front for StarCraft. He's going into a second. He did the same sort of thing that Braddock did before, as we can see. Oh, looks like one SCV is going to get picked off there, but the bunker is in position to go ahead and help against this pressure. Oh, the second one, though, is it going to be forced to be canceled? Yes, it is.
All right, well, he still has one bunker, so nothing wrong with that. Just kind of the placement of that bunker wasn't the best. He can always start another one if he wants to. That's perfectly fine. So Factory is finishing here, rather quick Factory.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm feeling mech.
Well,
feeling mech.
He's actually done the same thing so far that Braddock did, because he went for second barracks and then decided to go into double gas and then Factory afterwards. But yes, as you're pointing out,
he only has one.
There is a tech lab coming out on that Factory.
Yeah, and only one barracks. unless I'm crazy.
Oh,
right?
You're
Yeah.
right. You are correct 100%. I take back everything I just said.
There you go. Yeah.
Ever in my entire life. I take it all back.
Yay!
I have so many regrets.
That could use some repairing.
Yeah, it is being repaired
What
by
is
just
that?
one SUV, but of course the 3 Stalkers will out DPS it. But they did take a little bit of permanent damage there as well. Look at this quick third base for Avenge. Are we going to
choice.
see the no? Okay, and we can't even say that either. There's already a robotics facility coming up, so it's not going to be that parting style huge 8-gate follow up.
Yep, Cloak Banshees for StarCraft could go into mech from this.
Yeah,
Possibly.
you're waiting for it. Second barracks.
I know. Oh well. Might
sorry.
Be biomech.
I'm
Who knows?
sorry. I feel like I've just ruined Christmas.
Yeah, and like,
Santa Claus isn't real.
the Easter Bunny is a sham.
That's true.
Oh well. But yeah, I like Avenge's decision, excuse me, to go for that third base because he knows his opponent's going to be kind of like not moving out anytime soon. He's getting that robo so he can get an observer in and scout this rather quickly as well.
Yep.
And that's also going to be good against the Cloak Banshees. But there is the chance too that the observer will be across the map when the first Banshee gets in. So StarCraft could end up getting a little bit lucky with this too.
You know, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
it wasn't the realization that Santa Claus wasn't real. That wasn't the big
Did
breakup for me. Do you know what was, though?
What?
Barney.
Barney?
Barney the dinosaur.
Real?
Yep. Because,
You
dude,
thought he was real?
when I'm like 3 years old, yes. But I distinctly remember my
Dude.
mom telling me that Barney wasn't real, and I was crushed. I was crushed.
You know, I watched Sesame Street when I was a kid, but I never
did
believed
too.
like Bert and Ernie were real.
Yeah.
I knew they were puppets.
I knew those were puppets, but for some reason, I have no idea why. I just remember distinctly being crushed when my mom told me that Barney wasn't real. Cloak Banshee coming in now, already targeting a few probes. Just managed to sneak 2 kills and already being attacked, though.
Yeah, there is the observer getting in there just in time. You know, I suppose Barney is, you know, one of the most realistically represented dinosaurs in film and television. So
That's true.
I can see how it happens.
He's a dinosaur from our imagination.
They
when he's
were-
tall, he's what we
no.
call a dinosaur
no.
sensation.
No, I
Boom!
don't. I don't want to remember that theme song.
Boom!
I do not
Know
want
the
to
whole
remember that
thing.
theme song.
Anyway, sorry.
Now I've got that in my head. Thank you.
Yeah.
At least it's not the song at the end of the show. Oh man, the viewers will hate us if we reminded them of that show. I mean, of that song at the end.
Yes, the
We can't
the
do that.
clean up, clean
No.
up. Was that the Everybody Do Your Share?
No,
Clean
the
Up, Clean Up?
last song.
Oh.
The very last song. Now, I didn't watch Barney when I was a kid because I had little brothers and sisters that were younger that watched it for me.
Okay.
I delegated that sort of thing.
All right.
But I ended up, unfortunately, seeing some of it. Let's just stop talking about Barney.
All right, sounds good.
Just no more of that.
Twilight
All right.
Council coming up now for Avenge. He is sitting on 8 gates and that robo for the time being. Nothing has come out of the robo, though,
Right.
besides the observers, of which he has 4 going to a 5th. He really doesn't want to die to Cloak Banshees. He wants to make sure that he has perfect map control. StarCraft, on the other hand, is adding on barracks number 2, 3, 4, 5, or 3, 4, 5, and 6. It has +1 weapons just about to finish up along with an armory.
Yep, that's right. So he's got kind of, you know, biomech Banshee sort of composition going on right now. But like most Terrans, we'll be switching over and do all bio in the late game. Just kind of staying very secure on 2 bases. It's going to be interesting to see how easy it will be for him to take that third. It will, of course, be much, much later than Avenge's. And I don't know, this is going to be a situation where for now, Avenge has a bit of an advantage, but this is TVP. Any engagement can really change the game in a big way. So we'll just have to see kind of how the dust settles when these 2 players kind of collide here.
All right. Well, Avenge starting to throw on a couple of Immortals. Something coming out of that robotics facility besides observers. And let's see. It's going to push his way up a little bit. StarCraft, pretty good push coming out. But, of course, his opponent has been able to really power ahead in terms of supply because of that third base that's gone unchecked this whole game.
Yeah. You know, StarCraft may be actually kicking himself a little bit for seeing that. He's like, oh, I wasn't able to do damage with my Banshees. No, my opponent has a quick third.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Yep. He knows. He knows, and it burns him on the inside.
It burns.
Sleepless
it burns
nights
us.
for StarCraft. He's like, what am I going to do about that third base?
Yeah. Well, looks like he's just protecting his own third base as well. So we can see, though, that there is an upgrade advantage for StarCraft. He decided to move into Armory. Quicker upgrades, quite a bit faster. Templar Archives now coming out for Avenge as he does double Forge as well. And I've got to say, not too bad of a position for StarCraft, despite not being able to pick up on that third base for a while because of that huge upgrade advantage that he's carrying.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he did, you know, get a little bit of a of disadvantage at that point. But oh, those Banshees are going to get away.
Oh,
maybe. Ooh.
There they
All
go.
right, so. Yeah, but now he does have his own third base up and running. Both the players kind of agreeing to a no rush 20 essentially here, and
Basically.
things could really change. You know?
All right. Well, let's see here. What's the unit counting station? 62 workers to 82 at the moment. Of course, with the 3 mules down, StarCraft's economy not going to be too much worse than his opponent's. In fact, we'll take a look at that income tab. Once those mules start hitting, you can see, yeah, he is a little bit behind, but not as bad as it could be. Yeah. And he does have that additional 20 supply now allocated into attack units.
Yeah, he does have the larger army for sure. And I mean, I really enjoy, one of the reasons I enjoy watching StarCraft is because he builds very complicated armies. His army has a lot to deal with right now. He's got siege tanks, he's got marines, he's got ghosts, he's got banshees.
Yep.
That's a lot to manage, but he seems to prefer to play that way. And if you can get in a good position, if you can kind of put all those units where they are the strongest in a fight, it becomes a lot for your opponent to worry about. It becomes a very effective way to push. But it looks like he may end up being the defender in this one.
Well, yeah, it looks like Avenge making his way off to the right-hand side again. Once again, all gateway units, a smattering of Immortals in the back, but all gateway units apart from that. Yep. So no Colossi quite yet. Oh, nice. Here we go. A little bit of an engagement. These tanks were not sieged up. EMP's hitting a couple of units actually going after Immortals on the left-hand side. It looks like there is enough bio, even after soaking up one of those storms, to be able to continue to push ahead. 50 supply advantage for StarCraft all of a sudden. Those upgrades and neutralizing the storms coming in such handy for him. They're so handy. That was a terrible way to say that. Good God.
Welcome to my world. And the thing is that there's so many Marines that...
Oh!
Yeah, actually, that's what he was... That's, I think, ZeNEX.Avenge was kind of counting on happening earlier, but StarCraft has a little bit too much of an advantage right now.
And look at the resources. Third. I guess he was waiting for double Colossus production, but his resources are just sitting unused, and he's down by 60 supply now. StarCraft, even after somewhat of a 15-minute no rush, is just going to power through his opponent and overwhelm him.
The upgrade advantage made a huge difference in that. I mean, the amount of Marines made a huge difference in that. Takes out that third, no problem. StarCraft with a huge, huge lead right now.
Yeah, I mean, he may just roll to victory here in a second. First 2 Colossi are coming out. It's going to be roughly an eternity and a half before they actually hit the field, though. So there's a handful of units. Oh, misses with the EMP, but they don't have enough for Storm anyway, so he could actually move in. He just doesn't know it yet. Yep,
and I think he's just going to roll right in and win the game here. Not a whole lot of storms left over on those 2 Templars. In fact, 0 storms left over on those 2 Templars.
Yeah.
They're just going to feed back and meta back. GG.
There we go.
ZeNEX.Avenge finally taken down FXO.Strelok.